We can't imagine a day without a funny cat video. Cats are great companions and help millions of people all over the world maintain mental health. They bring joy and happiness in millions of families, and in villages, they still defend people from rodents. But when did cats turn from fierce hunters into cute, fluffy lumps? Why are they so important to humans? Cats were domesticated about 7,000 years ago in the Middle East. Wild steppe cats hunt rodents, and people realized that they actually could use it to protect crops. By this point, people already had a lot of experience in domesticating animals, such as a dog, that was domesticated about 20,000 years ago, so making a cat a pet was not difficult. So began a strong friendship between the cat and the human, but it is not so simple. Cats are still not fully domesticated. So, if a dog relies entirely on humans, and without their help cannot survive in the wild, the cat can actually cope without him. Cats still have the hunter instinct. They have no trouble remembering their nature, and in nature without humans, they can survive. So every cat owner has a little predator at home. In ancient Egypt, the native wildcat was domesticated about 9,000 years ago, and almost immediately they were included in the pantheon, one of the ancient Egyptian goddesses Bastet, depicted with the cat's head. She was the goddess of joy and love. In Egypt, figurines with cats and their images in texts are found everywhere. Why did these animals become so important to the Egyptians? First of all, of course, protecting crops from rodents. Cats who protected the grain from rodents, in the agrarian civilization of which Egypt was, received love, care, respect, and honor. Also, cats hunted venomous snakes, so cats gradually became defenders of the pharaohs themselves. They made sure that no creeping creature would harm the head of state. No wonder they were so highly revered. They were even mummified with their owners, and considered cats to bring fertility. Every Egyptian wanted to keep a cat, who was the symbolic patron of the house. Gradually, cats became so beloved that the annual festival in honor of the goddess Bastet, in her temple, in the city of Bubastis, became the most popular event in the Middle East. The days of celebrations, the city was the most visited. All this time, cats spread throughout Europe, and by the 5th century reached the Baltic coast. Now, all the cats go either to cats from Egypt or to cats from the Middle East. Just an interesting fact, on average, cats have grown 16% since the Vikings, and they've grown thanks to human care. However, in the Middle Ages, attitudes towards cats began to change, and cats began to be afraid. Being a cat, at that time, was not easy. They were constantly slaughtered, and tried to get rid of them. Cats were thought to be associated with witchcraft, and the devil himself could transform into a black cat and lure people. This was most likely due to the nature of cats, because all animals were created by God and obeyed by humans, and cats behaved like they were on their own. Another reason may be an attempt to denigrate any manifestation of pagan cults. In the 13th century, Pope Gregory IX issued a papal bull calling for a crusade against Lucifery, and the bull also said that cats must be exterminated. The Satanist cultists did use black cats in their rituals, and it put the cats at risk. In other words, the cats got bullied by Pope. Of course, the dislike for cats was not all pervasive. Some places not only used cats to protect crops, but also kept them in the house as a pet. In Muslims, for example, the attitude towards cats at that time was completely different than Europe had. Cats were loved and respected. Cats are the only animals allowed in mosque. According to belief, a cat saved the Prophet Muhammad from the snake when he prayed. The cat is considered a guide to the other world, and waking a sleeping cat, or cutting a cat's claws, is a sin. Now, Japan is the main supplier of funny and cute pictures and videos with cats, but it was not always so. Cats were not found on the Japanese islands until they were brought there by the Chinese in the middle of the 6th century. Initially, cats were expensive, almost priceless, which were kept at the Emirate court, and gave cats a special status. But unlike gold and silk, cats are able to multiply. Cats became more and more, and over time they flooded all the islands. Cats, whom the Japanese had not known for as long as foxes, were endowed with magical abilities, appeared in Japanese folklore more and more cats, and many of them were a danger to humans. For example, Bakaneko's werewolf cat is believed to eat its owner and turn into him. But then the attitude to cats in Japan changed, and now they're the favorite pets in Japan. There's even an island crowded with these purring little friends. Eventually, strange predispositions about cats were fading into the past. By the 18th century, more and more people were having cats as pets. People moved to the cities, and the need to hunt rodents was gone, but the cat's therapeutic function, in dusty, overcrowded cities, was very needed by man. In the 19th century, people began to breed new breeds of cats, including decorative ones. In 1871, the world's first cat show was in London, and since that day, there has been a growing interest in maintaining the purity of breeds and breeding new ones. In the Second World War, the bloodiest time in human history, after the liberation of the besieged city of Leningrad, because of the complete absence of cats in the city, rats and mice bred in incredible numbers. Therefore, by order of the Soviet government, 4 trains with cats were brought to Leningrad, which were urgently collected throughout Siberia. To get the cat in the house, people lined up in line, like a while back, for bread. Although, cats did often have a place on ships, in barracks, and as companions for those serving in the military. Unofficially, cats were often welcomed aboard ships to help with rodent control, and similarly, in barracks and military field offices. Cats were trained to hunt rats in the trenches. They were used like mascots. They raised morale and provided comfort to the soldiers. Check the comment section below. There I posted a translated wartime verse about the cat in the besieged city of Leningrad. In 2005, the first cat video was uploaded on YouTube, and since that day the internet has changed forever. Now on YouTube, there are more than 2 million videos with cats, and even larger number of memes with them. Thanks for watching.